Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Cooking in Pink Boots. Today in my kitchen, I'm going to be uncovering the authentic bold flavors of Louisiana with my Cajun style jambalaya. After 1 year of living in Louisiana, I was finally introduced to jambalaya by a good friend of my husband's, Mr. Big Rick, one of Louisiana's greatest cooks I have ever met. Continue to cook in paradise, Mr. Rick. Getting started with my Cajun style jambalaya, I'll be using 2 pounds of pork butt, 4 andouille sausages, a small sized onion, red and green bell pepper, a half a bundle of green onions, 6 cloves of garlic, and 1 large celery, salt, black pepper, Tony's Creole, cayenne pepper, paprika, garlic powder, rice, chicken broth, olive oil, and butter. Now let's chop down all those ingredients. Our onions, our green pepper, red pepper, and here I'm going to clean up that celery by simply breaking in the middle and pulling out the strings, washing them and chopping them up as well, along with 6 cloves of garlic and green onions, now these big guys. And here I have 4 pounds of pork butt, but I'm going to cut them in half and reserve the other half in a freezer bag for my upcoming video, boudin. That's going to be fun. You guys have to see that video, so please be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on it and all the other delicious recipes. Now I'm going to generously season my pork with all the seasonings on our ingredient list, front and back. Now this recipe does serve about 6 to 8 people, well 6 in my home that is. And just another quick reminder to always wash and soak your hands immediately after working with raw meat, whether or not wearing gloves to prevent cross-contamination. Now to a hot pan, I'm using a cast iron pan. You want to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And this is why I am using a cast iron pan. You see the char I get on that is serious, beautiful. But any pan will do. So go ahead and cook that down for about 2 minutes on each side to get that pretty charred seared color. Then to another baking pan, I am going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and transfer my pork butt onto that baking pan, where I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil and let it bake at 350 degrees for a total of 2 hours or until fall apart tender. Now after 1 hour, I'm going to remove it from the oven, drain out all the fat as much as I can, and pour about half a box of chicken broth, then cover and continue to bake at 350 degrees for the remaining hour or until fall apart tender. Notice how I did not clean my pan? Well, I'm just going to add in an additional tablespoon of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of butter. You want to keep that pan just the way it is for all that pork flavor. Now I'm adding in what they call in Louisiana in the Cajun and Creole cuisine, the Holy Trinity. Don't you just love it? It's so catchy, isn't it? Well, anyways, that consists of onions, bell peppers, and celery. Now we want to season that once again with our ingredients on the ingredient list. Now remember, the Tony's already has cayenne pepper inside of it, so if you don't want it that spicy, you might want to hold back a little on the cayenne pepper. After a few minutes of cooking down my vegetables, I am going to go ahead and add in my 6 cloves of chopped garlic. I don't want to add it in at the same time. They cook so quickly, I don't want them to burn. You want to cook that down. Oh, if you could just smell it now. Now here I'm adding a couple more tablespoons of chicken broth rather than oil to continue the cooking process once the oil all dries out, because we want our Holy Trinity to be nice, tenderized, and flavorful, but we don't want our jambalaya to come out too greasy. Now for one of my favorite ingredients in this dish, andouille sausage. Now you can use any sausage you like, but andouille sausage, to me, that's what adds on to making this dish so authentic tasting. I just love it. And you want to go ahead and cook that down, extracting all those flavors from that sausage onto your Holy Trinity. Now it should be just about time to check on that pork. go ahead and pull it out and transfer it back onto your pan where you can shred it. Well, we like it a little bit more on the chunky side, so I don't shred mine completely, but you do it how you like it. All right, now let's go ahead and give that a quick mix. And then you want to pour in some of those juices from your pork drippings. And that's exactly why I replaced all that fat with chicken broth. It's for this very purpose. Now I'm about to add in my rice. This time I went ahead and cooked rice for this particular type of jambalaya. Now with my seafood jambalaya, where it requires tomato sauce and different broths, I usually come in with raw rice and cook it within. But this just tastes so much better this way for this type of jambalaya, Cajun style. Now be sure to scrape the bottom of your pan when stirring your jambalaya, preferably with a wooden spoon. All those flavors are most likely to be stuck down there. All right, now I'm just going to cover with an aluminum foil and that continue to cook on low for another 5 minutes. If you're using a cast iron pan, you can go ahead and shut it off. It'll continue to cook. And there we have it, guys. My Cajun style jambalaya. Thank you all so much for watching my videos. I really hope to try this recipe. It is really delicious. And please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on my upcoming recipes. So once again, thank you all so much. And join me next time right here in my kitchen, where every day I'll be cooking and cooking foods. Bye.